on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about what Canadians really think about each other's provinces. Now, as an American, I can definitely say that we have our opinions on the different 50 states. Some of which are positive, some are negative opinions, but I have no idea what Canadians think about the Canadian provinces. And I'm very, very curious to hear about this. I imagine this video might even have some controversial opinions in it, but that's always fun, isn't it? So let's take a look what Canadians really think about each other and the other provinces. First thing that comes to mind when you hear Quebec. Oh, starting out with Quebec. Why do I feel nervous, kind of? Quebec, that's an interesting one to start with because Quebec is one of the most unique provinces in Canada, the French-speaking province. It's kind of got its own little culture within the culture of Canada. What do people think of Quebec?
I mean, French mostly.
French?
Really? Putain!
You will go to Quebec.
Poutine. That's the thought. What do you think of Quebec? Poutine! Poutine! You know what? Good answer.
I mean, French mostly.
Really? Putain!
You will go to Quebec, and they will let you know that you are not from Quebec.
Yeah.
Right? I'll be like, hello, and then they'll be like, oh no.
I'm in Quebec. I'm gonna try.
As in it's very obvious when you are in Quebec and you're not from Quebec, because you don't have a French accent if you're speaking English, and also it'd probably be obvious you're not speaking French, and therefore, yes, but Quebec people will let you know, huh?
You are not from Quebec.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll be like, hello, and then they'll be like, oh no.
I'm in Quebec. I'm gonna try a couple sentences.
Oh.
And the face they make.
You'll be like, bonjour, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
the Montreal Bake.
Wow, okay. This is kind of a question I have because it is commonly said in parts of the world where they speak other languages besides English, you should make an attempt to speak the language. And the local people will appreciate that. And then be like, okay, you put in your best effort, even if it sucked. And now they might speak in English with you after you put your attempt and start butchering their language. But the Quebecois are just like, oh, stop, trying to stop with the French. No, don't even try.
And the face they make.
you'll be like, bonjour, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
the Montreal Bagels. Montreal Bagels are some of the best I've ever had.
Oh,
Quebecois.
Montreal bagels. I think, man, that takes me back. That's like from some kind of video I did a long time ago. Had something about Montreal bagels. I remember that distinctly. They must be good.
I think of scarves. They have a very, very stylish.
Very stylish. That's kind of what the French in like France and Paris is known for, like style. Perhaps the Quebecois also known for style. And just to be clear, I am starting to see this video is already going to be filled with like stereotypes and all sorts of opinions, both good and bad. And it's all in good fun, you know. I hope they cover every single province, honestly. So next is Newfoundland. Okay. Newfoundland is pretty unique as well, isn't it? I'm pretty sure they have an accent, a special accent. Okay, what do people think of Newfoundland?
Oh, Newfies.
No one knows anything.
Newfies. That's a person from Newfoundland. Newfie. What's this guy about to say? Nobody knows what?
No one knows anything about Newfoundland.
No one knows. It's a mystery. No one knows what goes on up in Newfoundland. No one actually knows.
Drunk Irish accent.
all of our like traditions.
This goes by pretty quick. I'm hearing Newfoundland. No one quite knows what's going on there. It's a bit of a mystery, but there's a lot of drunk Irish accents as well. That's what we do know.
No one knows anything about you.
I have no idea.
A drunk Irish accent.
All of our like traditions are based on alcohol too.
Yeah.
They were like, what do you do? Well, you know, on a Sunday night, we'll like to, you know, on a Saturday, we'll like take the kids to the park and we'll get drunk.
Is this man from Newfoundland?
No idea.
A drunk Irish accent.
All
Yes, the guy on the right. He's from Newfoundland. And he's like, yeah, we do get drunk.
of our like traditions are based on alcohol too.
Yeah.
They were like, what do you do? Well, you know, on a Sunday night, we'll like to, you know, on a Saturday, we'll like take the kids to the park and we'll get drunk.
Fish. Eyes to buy. Can I say that? It's a thing.
Oh, what did he say?
Kids to the park and we'll get drunk.
Fish.
Fish. Fish. Is Newfoundland known for fish? I guess it's like by water and stuff.
Eyes to buy. Can I say that? It's a thing. Eyes to buy that builds the boat. Eyes to buy that sail. See?
They're really
Eyes to buys, eyes to eyes. I'm not sure what she's saying. Is this some kind of famous Newfoundland poem or something? Or I actually didn't catch the reference there.
they're really welcoming. Like they'll just like invite you into your home.
Oh.
Always fucking with you. Like, in a good.
I love this. I love these people's opinions. Genuine opinions. Newfoundland, Newfies, welcoming, warm, welcoming. But they're gonna mess with you. They let you into your home and play pranks on you.
Way. Like just
Yeah,
driving by in the street, like heckling you, and it'll be the most hilarious thing you've ever heard.
When you're like, 3 people walked into the bar, a so-and-so, a so-and-so, and a newfie. And it's always the newfie who's the butt of the joke.
Oh no, the poor Newfies. I don't know. I feel like so far that one wasn't so bad. So far, this is more of a roast. This video is a bit of a roast of each of the provinces so far. Let's see what they have to say about British Columbia.
Oh,
We got the coastal BC, the very hippie, very stoner. I also didn't realize BC also had rednecks. Like those are the
Wait, what? Oh, I swear, this is giving me insights into Canada and provinces that I never have heard before. This is the on-the-ground information. She said hippies and stoners. just all over the coast, the beautiful coast. Okay.
BC, the very hippie, very stoner. I also didn't realize BC also had rednecks. Like those are there's the mountain
Rednecks.
folks as well that are different.
Oh, I was speaking.
Rednecks, hippies, stoners. That's like many American states mixed into one somehow.
Of hot Canadians, Vancouver. All those hiking that people do.
true.
BC people
Wow.
are really nice and easygoing. Vancouver people are not. Vancouver people.
Okay. Yeah, here we go again with the controversies. I thought this lad from Saskatchewan was being very nice. He was complimenting Newfoundland and now British Columbia, and he's like, British Columbians, wonderful people, nicest people. The people, but not Vancouver. Those Vancouvans. Oh man, I don't know about them.
Will scare me.
They scare him.
sushi.
Vancouver. I love Vancouver.
Nice.
Sushi.
Yeah, you get
But he loves Vancouver. So I'm actually thoroughly entertained by the mixture of opinions here.
sushi in Vancouver. A lot of good weed, too.
Sushi. Oh my god. Sushi and weed. British Columbia is what you're known for. Sushi, weed, rednecks, hippies, nice people, but possibly rude people in Vancouver. But this is just to be clear, not my opinions. This is all hearsay to me. Hearsay. If you're from any of these places, please feel free to comment below and defend yourself from these statements. I'm just here to absorb the information and chuckle. Ontario, probably the most well-known province to Americans. Americans know of Ontario, that it exists, but I wouldn't say I know how the people of Ontario are perceived or anything.
Like chatty.
Posh.
Yeah,
Posh.
like more like uppity.
Toronto people can be a little.
Posh. These are the Quebecois getting revenge. They're like, no, it's the people from Ontario. They're the posh, fancy ones.
like chatty.
Posh.
Yeah, like more like uppity.
Toronto people can be a little stuck up sometimes, I won't lie.
They kind of
Oh.
walk like.
Whoa, hey, this is the Newfoundland. No, the Saskatchewan. Yeah, the Saskatchewan gentleman. He is just confusing me. He'll just tell you how it is. He will be the meanest. He will be the kindest. What did he say? Stuck up, or what was the word?
Stuck up sometimes, I won't lie.
They kind of walk
Stuck up sometimes. Well, that's just like the world. The world. The people of the world are stuck up sometimes.
like. They ignore everyone. You know, they walk and they're like.
I think people from Ontario do think they are the ones that count.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they think
Oh.
like they're the real Canada, I guess.
That's true. Once I moved to Toronto,
This is so funny. I'm glad like every province is getting roasted a bit. Every province is kind of getting made fun of. I mean, to Ontario's credit, it's the most well-known province to Americans in name, and Toronto as well. So got that going.
I stopped hearing about other parts of Canada.
I think people
If you go to Ontario, you won't hear about anything else. Okay.
would be like,
Oh yeah, if you need anything, I'll be here for you.
but then if you need help, they're like, who are you?
People of Toronto, it is not like New York here. No matter how much you try, no matter how much you say it, you're not like New York and you'll never be like New York.
Here's how we know that.
Whoa, I'm sensing a little Ontario or Toronto animosity almost from some of these different provinces. I like that each province has its like own representative. And it's not like the people here are the voice of their province, the end all be all. That I'm just really, for the sake of fun, more than anything else, it's like, man, the guy from British Columbia now is like, Toronto, you'll never be New York. Stop trying to be New York. It's like, whoa, okay, jeez.
This because every time you watch a TV show or a movie that's filmed here, and they're like, it's New York. We're like, that's
No,
not New
it's
York.
not New York.
That's not New York. That's Young and Dundas.
The territories. Wow, okay. I didn't think they were gonna go to the territories. None of it, Yukon, Northwest Territories. What do Canadians think of the territories? I actually wonder this.
Some of the only badasses still around.
They haven't been
You
tainted
can't-
by the evil of the big city. Like they're just like, there's a bunch of people having a good time.
I just assume that they are cold, barren wastelands that are hard to get to, and so I assume the people from
that's a little more crude than I would put it. But in the same vein, it's like those territories, the territories of Canada are pretty harsh, cold. The people who live there have to be kind of badass to live in those conditions, for sure.
there must be hardy folk.
Hardy.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive.
I can't really.
Expensive? That kind of surprises me a bit. That the cost of living would be high, because I think those are the least populated areas of Canada, right?
I say anything bad about the territories, they live there. Like, you guys are killing it, man. 6 months out of the year, it's night. 6 months out of the year, it's totally day. And Sunny Delight costs $18. You guys just keep...
Oh! It's because it's difficult to get products to the Canadian territories. I think that's what it is. It's difficult to actually ship things and get things there. So everything's marked up really high. Okay, I think I get it.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Okay, jumping back to Alberta. Alberta! I think Alberta, strangely, I know a little about. I've had a couple videos on stuff in Alberta. Isn't it kind of known as like the Texas of Canada? Or maybe Texas is the Alberta of the US, or whichever.
Oh, the best for last.
Oil. Pipelines. Texas of Canada.
Ah, he said, he said the thing. Oil, pipelines. I didn't know that. I know that there's no rats. I learned about this. There's no rats. Check out that video if you want to learn more. Apparently no rats in Alberta. And he said the thing. Texas of Canada.
Rednecks.
Yeah,
Redneck.
it is probably the most American-esque of our provinces.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard it put like that. The most American of the Canadian provinces. in a way. But when you say like Texas is not representative of America. Even though I do think a lot of countries, when they think about America, they think of Texas. Because Texas has that Americana, boisterous, big, iconic Americana look of Americans in cowboy hats on horses yelling, "Yeehaw, America!" and shooting guns. But that's mostly like Texas and some other like southern states, you could say. But anyway, interesting to think about.
That's about it.
Bam.
I just think beef and money.
Money in Alberta?
Hell yeah.
Beef and money. Beef and money. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Alberta has some great stuff, all right? Let me break it down for you. We've got Edmonton Mall, okay?
Okay.
We've got some great parks.
Edmonton Mall. I think that's like a really, really big mall, if I remember correctly.
We've got that big blue ring. We've got a little,
I've
you know,
never heard a
casino.
sentence that should have had a period earlier as it went.
Okay. And there we go. That was actually super enjoyable. That was very funny. And all in good spirit. There was a lot of like probably more criticisms in this video than I even anticipated. Even though I anticipated a lot. When you're talking about like, okay, Americans, talk about what your thoughts are on the other states. You're just opening a can of worms. Which is what I wanted to do today. Open the Canadian can of worms, see what Canadians like stereotypically or, you know, organically. Like, these are their honest thoughts. Maybe they're generalizations, but whatever. It's what I wanted to kind of hear about. Just normal Canadians talking about their thoughts about how the other provinces are perceived. Not all of the provinces were covered here, actually. Quite a few of them were not covered. That's too bad. But this was very fun for what it was. This video was by Dating Beyond Borders, and I gotta give it a like. That was really enjoyable. I appreciated these Canadians kind of putting it all out there and not pulling any punches. I think every province had some punches thrown their way. I'm just thinking about some of the stuff they said about some of the different places. Newfoundland had like positive but also negative at the same time, and Quebec and Ontario and British Columbia and Alberta. Very interesting stuff, actually. I feel like I learned some stuff about Canadian culture today, and that's great. Very good. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, perhaps with what your thoughts are on any of the provinces talked about here today, or your thoughts on any of the other Canadian provinces. That'd be fun to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.